Assalamu alaikum. Now we continue with the verb to have. Last time we finished before we start with the pronoun we. So we start with this today, and we see how far we go with this recording before it becomes too long. إن شاء الله اليوم نكمل مع الفعل to have أو عنده أو عندي أو عندنا أو عنده في هذا السياق. كما قلت هذا واحد من الاستعمالات وليس دائما يكون مطابق لفعل أو ظرف الزمان أو المكان عنده في العربي. في المرة الماضية أنهينا عند ضمير we نحن، فنكمل الآن إن شاء الله. سنرى إلى أي جملة نصل أو في هذا التسجيل قبل أن يصبح التسجيل طويلا. So we have the word we have a book. As I discussed before, this a here is indefinite article. We don't have it in Arabic. Mention the name kitab, in this case book, without this indefinite article. It's implied or understood. A or an, another form of the same thing, indefinite article. If you're not indicating a specific book, just saying a book, could be any book. So that's how this indefinite article is used. It's different than the. If you say the, then the person you're talking to is supposed to understand which book you are talking about when you say the book. The identify the object or thing you are talking about. So we have a book. We have a book. we كما قلنا سابقا يعني نحن have في هذا السياق بمعنى عند، كما تحدثت في الفيديو السابق عن كلمة have وكيف يجب أن نفهمها. تستعمل بطرق مختلفة، فلا تستعمل have دائما في نفس المعنى. هنا قد تعني الملكية، وقد تعني أنك عندك سيطرة عليها بطريقة ما. قد يكون الكتاب ليس لك ولكنك تستطيع استعماله، فتقول have قد تعني الملكية، أو قد تعني أن عندك سيطرة على هذا الشيء، تستطيع أن تصل إليه أو تستطيع أن تتصرف فيه بهذه المعنى. كما نستعمل كلمة عند. عندما تقول عندي ليس بالضرورة أن تكون ملكك. عادة نستعمله عندما يكون ملكك، ولكن ليس بالضرورة أن يكون ملكك. قد يكون مستعار ولكن تستطيع استعماله، فهذه عندك قدرة أو سلطة على استعماله. فلا تضطر أن تقول عندي قدرة استعمال، فقط تقول عندي، فيفهم من هذا الكلام أنك تستطيع الوصول إليه حسب السياق في الكلام. فوي يعني نحن، have كما قلت في هذا السياق أنه عندك. كلمة عند هنا نفس اللون استعملت حتى أكتب الفعل المشابه له، عند. كما قلت عند بالعربي هذه ظرف زمان وظرف مكان وليست كفعل. هنا تسمى فعل، ولكن أيضا تسمى فعل مساعد. have تسمى فعل وتسمى فعل مساعد لأنها تستعمل بطرق مختلفة. وسنرى مثال على ذلك إذا أنهينا الضمائر. نبدأ بالأسئلة، أستعمل الهاف بسياق آخر. فيجب أن نتذكر دائما أنها لها استعمالات مختلفة. هذه الحرف لا يوجد مشابه له في العربية، وهي تفيد النكرة، أن هذا الكتاب book قد يكون أي كتاب، ليس كتاب محدد. في العربي إذا لم نستعمل ال معنى كلمة هذا ال A بدون، لأنك لم تستعمل ال يفترض أن هذا الكتاب قد يكون أي كتاب، لأنك لم تحدد ما هو الكتاب. لو قلت الكتاب فيكون المفهوم أن الذي تحدثه أو تخبره بهذا أن عندك كتاب يعرف ما هو الكتاب، أو أنكم تتحدثون عن كتاب معين. فإذا لم تكن هناك التعريف، لهذا تسمى التعريف التي تعرف ما هو أي كتاب أو تحدد ما هو. فيجب الانتباه إلى هذه وهناك أيضا تسمى article في الانجليزيه، article آخر مشابه لها an، وأصلها من اللغة اللهجة الأنجلو ساكسونية، كانت تعني واحد، واختصرت إلى أو أن، فكأنك تقول we have واحد كتاب، فبهذا المعنى اختصرت وأصبحت تستعمل للإشارة إلى أنه إلى عدم التحديد. we have a book. We have a book. عندنا كتاب. This here, and as I talked before, it's in this context it's similar to have, but it's not used like have in every other context. You use another word other than عند. عند is called ظرف مكان or ظرف زمان. It's ظرف is like an envelope, so it's like a container or a period. You can think of it, if it's used in a sense for time, it's a section of time within which something happens. So you say I woke up عند الفجر, around dawn. So you're indicating a section or an envelope within which this thing happened, a time within which this thing happened. If it's a place, also it's called ظرف مكان. So ظرف مكان, it's an envelope of place. ظرف زمان, an envelope of time, if you want to go literal with it. So that's the sense in which عند is used. So when you say عندنا كتاب, you're indicating a section of space in which you have that book. And you're saying عندنا, that indicates it's a place you have access to, or you control, or somehow you can use the word by us. So this is in the sense you use عند in the Arabic language. But in this sense, it's equal to have within this context. So when you say عندنا, it doesn't just like have. It could mean that you own it, but it could also mean that you have access to it or control over it, just like have means. Unless you say I own it, or you indicate that you own it, or you say I have it with me, you're more specific about where you have it. Same thing. عندنا doesn't indicate unless you add something to it. You say عندنا في البيت, in the house, or معنا. If you say معنا, you don't usually use عندنا, just like you do with have. So عند in this context is like have. So you say عندنا. This na here is the possessive pronoun for we. It's like saying our. You use it when you say our. So in here, the we is a separate pronoun, the first person plural. In Arabic, you use نحن if you use it separate. But when you say عندنا, it's not separate. It's attached to this عند here. And when it's attached to it, you lose the hen, so it becomes عندنا. When it's used like this, it indicates a possessive pronoun for the first person plural, feminine or masculine. So you say عندنا, that we have a book. كتاب, we have a book. You see, there is no something similar to this a in English. If you don't use the L, if you don't say al-kitab, L is like the. So if you're not using it, this is implied, the a in there. So it's not any specific or identified, just saying a book. Could be any book. So عندنا كتاب, عندنا كتاب. We have a book. عندنا كتاب, عندنا كتاب. So now we use the third person plural, they. They have a book. They have a book. This a also you use it when you with a singular object. So if you're going to say books, you say we have books, the plural. You don't use the a. A is used when you're indicating one thing. So you can say we have a group, a group of books. In this way you say you have many books, but you have to indicate one group. So in that context or that structure, you can use a. But a always indicates like a one group. So you say I have a bunch of books or a group of books. So if you say books plural by itself, you don't need, just like in Arabic, you don't need this indefinite article. You say we have books. And not being specific is indicated by not, just like in Arabic, by not using the or using any other identifying noun or indications. So they have a book. They have a book. they للغائب الجماعة مؤنث أو مذكر. have a book. a هنا أيضا يجب أن أذكر أنها تستعمل مع مفرد دائما. فقد تقول we have a group يعني مجموعة. فتقول مجموعة يعني واحدة إذا كانت أكثر من مجموعات. فإذا تستطيع أن تقول we have a group of books of لم نستعملها في جمل حتى الآن، ولكن تستعمل مع إذا قلت شيء من شيء، فمجموعة من الكتب. group of يعني من الكتب. فعندك ليس عندك كل الكتب، عندك مجموعة من الكتب of the books. تستطيع أن تستعمل ال A بهذه الحالة. دائما يكون هناك مفرد مع ال A or an. وكما استعملت كلمة الجروب حتى أن تنتبه أنه ممكن أن تشير إلى مفرد يضم جماعة. فتقول عندما تقول مجموعة هي جماعة، لكن تستعملها بشكل مفرد فتقول مجموعة. So يجب أيضا الانتباه إلى ذلك. So they have a book. They have a book. عند as we talked about, عند is in this context equal to have. هم if you say عندهم, this hum indicates a third person masculine. Third person plural masculine. So you say عندهم. Third person plural feminine is هن. So if you say عندهم كتاب, عندهم كتاب. you are saying that a group of boy or men, or if it's something inanimate, it should either be a masculine or a feminine. If it's masculine name, has a masculine name, so عندهم, then you put the object there. In this case, you're saying a group of boys or men have a book. So عندهم. If you say عندهن كتاب, this indicates that you're talking about a group of girls or women. So عندهم كتاب أو or عندهن كتاب. عندهن كتاب. عندهم كتاب or عندهن كتاب. So they have a book. They have a book. عندهم كتاب. عندهم كتاب. عندهن كتاب. عندهن كتاب. عندهن كتاب. You, this you here is in the plural sense, second person plural. You, it's the same for singular or plural in English, feminine or masculine. So you say you have a book. You have a book. You have a book. Just like we did with the second person singular, it's the same way you say it. You have a book. And you know if it's a plural or singular from context, if you know the subject. So you هنا في المخاطب الجماعة مذكر أو مؤنث. كما تعرف نفس اليو للمفرد المخاطب مذكر أو مؤنث، ولكن يجب أن أنبه عليه لذلك أذكرها. فقد استعملنا نفس الجملة لكن مع المخاطب المفرد، وفي الإنجليزي تستعمل بنفس الطريقة، فتعرف إذا كانت جماعة أو مفرد من السياق. فإذا كنت تتحدث لا تحتاج أن تستعمل ضمير منفصل إذا كنت تتحدث إلى جماعة أو اثنين أو أكثر. You have a book. You have a book. عندكم كتاب. You remember when we talked about second person singular, ka. You use the ka. This is the shape of ka when it's connected to another letter, like in the M in here. So this is the same ka as in second person singular. When you have the M, it's indicating second person plural masculine. And when you have the N, it's second person plural feminine. So عندكم كتاب. You have a book. عندكم. When you are talking to a group of men or boys, you say عندكم كتاب. You have a book. If you're talking to a group of girls or women, you say عندكن كتاب. عندكن كتاب. عندكن كتاب. عندكن كتاب. أو and masculine عندكم كتاب. عندكم كتاب. Now I start with some questions in which I use have in a different sense. Have in here, it's like in English you can say did I see him without this N here. So have I seen. Seen here is past participle of see, and it indicates it's different than so in the fact it means it's a completed action. and this is one of the ways you have different in past. So you have saw as past tense of see. Then you have the seen, and it indicates a completed action. It's used usually with this have is also called an auxiliary verb. So you would see the words like this: eaten, seen, or grown. Things like verbs that take this form usually used with an auxiliary. One of these is have seen. So this should be just noted. You don't have to worry about it now, but this is one of the ways you use have. Now, in this context, have, as I said, is it's similar to saying did I. It's like a question. So you have it here before the pronoun for the first person singular. So have I seen him? Now him, when the he is the third person singular masculine in English. When he's receiving the action, so he's the object of this seeing. So he was seen. He's the receiving the action of seeing. So it takes this form of pronoun him. You say him. In Arabic, it's who. This same pronoun we use for possessive pronoun is also used for indicating equal in a similar way as him. So if he's receiving the action, the third person, you get this pronoun him. So have I seen him? In this context, it's you're asking a question. It's similar saying, did I see him? Notice I use the present tense see with did I. But in here, it's like indicating a complete action in the past. So have I seen him? Have I seen him? This is I started with this question. I started introducing this type of pronoun when you when this is a pronoun when the person or persons in second or first or third case, singular or plural, have different pronouns when they are receiving the action. So this is a pronoun used him, just like is who in this case. So have I seen him? You see, this is the first time we see have used in a different way than saying I have a book. This here now is used with another verb. That's why the have is called helping verb or auxiliary verb. So this is how it's used in English. This is what you would hear. Have I seen him? Have I seen him? This here is hal. Hal in Arabic is a question equal to did. Then the pronoun is indicated at the end of the verb. So hal here is equal to have within this context. You see, it's completely different than and. Here you're asking a question, did you, which is completely different than you have access to a book or you have a book. So that's why I wanted to use this in this way, so you could recognize and was without that, with the context that I used when you're indicating you're having a book. But when you're asking this here in English, you're asking this question, the word used is hell. This is what the closest thing I think is explain or matches have within this context of have I seen him. So hal here is equal to have in this question. رأى, this رأى here, the black letter is the past tense of see. So did he see? Or you say رأى. رأى is when you say رأى, you indicate the third person singular without indicating that by any pronoun. So if you say رأى, it immediately understood as past tense, and you're indicating third person singular masculine. If you say رأت, رأت is the third person, that's where you have a difference. The ta at the end indicates a feminine, so she saw. So رأى by itself is, as I said, for the third person singular masculine. This at the end of رأى, when you attach a pronoun in here, رأيت, رأي becomes yeah, so رأيت, رأيت. This other ta here is when you are talking to someone. It's called the ta المخاطبة. So if you're talking to someone and you say أكلت, شربت, this ta is added to the verb, indicating that the verb is being the verb is directed at someone you are talking to. So it's ta used for directing speech at someone. So that's what called مخاطبة is. مخاطبة is talking to someone. So this ta is called ta المخاطبة. So هل رأيته, in this case here, it's another form this ta use is when indicating the first person singular, feminine or masculine. So this ta is called the fa'il, or the one who's doing the action. So this ta takes different forms. In this context, when you're saying I, you say رأيت, to. When you say this u, the small, the short vowel here, this becomes I. So when you attach to the verb, you say رأى, رأيت, I saw, رأيت. If you say رأيت, you are asking, you're telling someone that he saw. So it becomes this ta a مخاطبة. If you say رأيتي, becomes مخاطبة if you're talking to a woman. So this ta takes different forms. So it's good to be aware of how this changes. In this context, you know this o here, this is a good indication that you're using it for the first person singular, feminine or masculine. So this رأيت, رأيت. So هل رأيت. So you can match these colors. I try to match these colors here in order to indicate which is the verb, which is the pronoun. So هل رأيته. Did I see him? Him is indicated by this ha at the end. This is also a possessive pronoun, and it's used same thing in, like when you use him, it's use the same, you use the same pronoun in Arabic. So you can say his book, كتابه, and in this context, رأيته, I saw him. So his book or his or him, this verb pronoun is used for both in Arabic. So you have to understand the context. This here came before the pronoun I, and this is a verb. This is a good indication. You'll figure out which one is which when you practice the Arabic or the sentence structure. So كلمة have هنا في هذا السياق لاحظ تختلف تماما عن كلمة عند، وهذا ما أردت أن أركز عليه. فهاف هنا في هذه الجملة تعني هل. فأقرب شيء أستطيع أفكر فيه أنه قريب على هذا المعنى هنا في هذا السياق هل. فلاحظ نفس الكلمة have، ولكن لأنها وضعت في سياق مختلف تأخذ معنى ثاني. فإذا سألك أحدهم have you seen him، هل رأيت، تفهمها على أساس أنها هل. فلأنها استعملت هنا مع فعل see، هذا أيضا الفعل هنا seen. هناك ماضيين في بعض الأفعال، ستجد been، seen، eaten، لكن هناك ماضي آخر. فإذا قلت رأيت تقول I saw. So you have، هذا يسمى saw يعني ماضي من see رأى. فإذا قلت رأيت تقول I saw. ولكن هناك نوع من الماضي يسمى المكتمل، الماضي المكتمل. فهنا الرؤية حدثت واكتملت الرؤية، فهذا حدث في الماضي اكتمل. ففي الانجليزيه عندهم هذا الفعل بهذه الطريقة حتى يفيد ذلك. وعادة يستعمل معه فعل مكمل، وهذا الفعل المكمل في هذه الحالة الهاف. هنا الهاف كما قلنا فعل مساعد، فسموه مساعد لأنه يستعمل في مساعدة فعل آخر. فيجب الانتباه إلى هذه الاستعمالات المختلفة. فهنا تقول have تستعمل مع سين، أنك هل اكتملت رؤيتي له هو. هنا him عندما يكون هو المفعول به، نقول بالعربيه، أو الذي كان هدف الفعل. فهنا الرؤية رأت من؟ رأت هو. فهم يتغير. في العربي نستعمل نفس الضمير هو في آخر الكلمة للملكية، وهنا لمفعول به، فنفس الضمير. في الإنجليزية ضمير مختلف. فإذا قلت كتابه يعني his book تستعمل كلمة his، لكن إذا كان هنا المفعول به تستعمل كلمة him، فتقول I told him، قلت له. في العربي عندما نستعمل له تكون في هذا المعنى. في هنا اختلفت، هم يعني مفعول به، كما الها هنا هو أنت الرؤية وقعت على من؟ عليه هو. فهو في العربي هم في الإنجليزي. لكن عندما تزيد عليها الام هنا معناته هو مفعول به، الفعل وقع عليه، كما نستعمل الها هنا. have I seen him، هذه أول مرة أستعمل هذا الضمير، ولكن كما قلت الهدف أننا نستعمل أفعال ونضم إليها ضمائر وأفعال أخرى حسب الحاجة. فهذه أحدى استعمالات الهاف. have I seen him، have I seen him يعني هنا الهاف بمعنى هل رأيته. كما قلت التاء هنا لضمير الأنا الفاعل، وتستعمل للمخاطب أو للمخاطبة. فمع المخاطب تقول رأيت، ومع المخاطبة تقول رأيتي تكسرها. فهنا هذه الآي نفس الضمير. لاحظ الآي هنا الضمير منفصل، لكن في العربية يكون متصل مع الفعل. هذا الفعل سي هو رأى في العربي لا يحتاج إلى ذكر الفاعل، هو نقول عنه ضمير مستتر في العربي. فيفهم من كلمة رأى أنك تتحدث عن غائب مفرد مذكر. إذا قلت رأت تكون مؤنث، وهكذا. have I seen him، هل رأيته. As I said, to here indicating the I there. So have I seen him. Have I seen him? So someone asks you, did you see him? And you say, have I seen him? You're thinking out loud. So you say, have I seen him? You're asking a question. This is just like you are thinking out loud. So you say, have I seen him? Or you are checking, is that the question he's asking you? Is that what you're asking me? That's another way of saying, have I seen him? So you say, في العربي, هل رأيته? Now in Arabic, hal is used with all kind of questions. So you should be aware of that. It's not, as I said, it's not have here is matching hal in this context. So you can't use hal in the same way you use it for asking questions. In this context, have is being used to ask this question in connection with this verb, seen. So have I seen him? هل رأيته? هل رأيته? هل رأيته? This who here is like him, and as I said, in Arabic it's used for possessive pronoun and also for the object. In this case, receiving the action of seeing. Here it's called مفعول به, the one whose the act is been done to. The literal meaning of مفعول به, the one whose act, the receiving the act. So the seeing here is received by who. This to is the I in here. هل رأيته? هل رأيته? هل رأيته? Have I seen him? Have I seen him? Have you seen her? 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 You here is for both, as I said, singular, second person singular and plural, you. In Arabic you have different for a singular, a feminine and masculine, plurals, feminine and masculine. So have you seen her? Have in this context is like did you, but if you say did, you're asking the did, you use the word see. No, you don't use the word seen. So when you use have, you use seen. So you say, have you seen her? Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Her here is the ha in Arabic. So hell, as I said, used to ask this question. It's like the have within this context. رأيت, this ta here, notice this is for the, when you have this opening, when you have this opening here, this fatha, it's called, it's literally means opening. So this is when you're talking to a second person masculine, you use this ta. You notice when I said I, it was tu. When it's second person masculine singular, it's ta. If it's feminine, it's ti. So now in here you're asking a second person masculine if he saw hair. And here the ha is for possessive pronoun feminine, and in this context the object or the person receiving the action, مفعول بها, مفعول به in this case. So هل رأيت, this ta is the same as you for a second person singular masculine, ta. هل رأيت, هل رأيت, did you see? If you want to say her, you add this ha to it. هل رأيتها. If you say him, you say who. هل رأيته. So have you seen her? هل رأيتها؟ هل رأيتها؟ هل رأيتها؟ هنا الهاف كما قلت هي كالهل في هذا السياق. يو تستعمل مع المخاطب مفرد أو جماعة، مؤنث أو مذكر في الإنجليزي، فيجب الانتباه إلى ذلك. سين كما قلت تحدثت عنه، الفعل مكتمل في الماضي، يستعمل مع أفعال مساعدة. هير هنا الاختلاف، في العربي عندنا ضمير الملكية تقول كتابها، وتقول رأيتها مفعول به أو ضمير ملكية نفس الضمير. بالإنجليزي يختلف، تقول في هذه المؤنث الغائب المفرد نفس الضمير. لاحظ في المذكر كان الضمير يختلف، him إذا كان مفعول به، وhis إذا كان ضمير ملكية. للمؤنث نفس الضمير، فتقول her book كتابها، وتقول عندما تكون مفعول به وقع عليها الفعل her، تقول her، فنفس الضمير يستعمل مع المؤنث، لكن لاحظ أنه اختلف مع المذكر الغائب المفرد، فيجب الانتباه إلى ذلك، أنه مع المؤنث نفس الضمير، مع المذكر يختلف بين الملكية وبين أن يكون مفعول به. فهاف you seen her؟ have you seen her؟ have you seen her؟ have you seen her؟ have you seen her؟ لاحظ أيضا السؤال طبعا يكون بطريقة سؤال كما في العربية. عندما تقول هل يكون السؤال واضح أنه سؤال، لكن عادة يكون بطريقة سؤال. هل رأيتها؟ من نبرة الصوت تبين أنك تسأل سؤال. have you seen her؟ هل رأيتها؟ هل رأيتها؟ هل رأيتها؟ هل رأيتها؟ have you seen her؟ have you seen her؟ هل رأيتها؟ هل رأيتها؟ Notice this ta is the same as you hear for a second person masculine. The opening form is ta, masculine. The u for the first person I. The ta for the second person masculine. T for feminine. Has he seen me? Has he seen me? This is another form of have used with the third person singular masculine, or with it. So here it's used in the same sense we're using hell. So hell here is for both have and has. So you don't have a different hell for a different pronoun. In English you have it different for the he. So has he, or has she, or has it, they all take has when you're in this context. Seen me. Me is the pronoun when you're receiving the actions, so you use this pronoun me. In Arabic you use the pronoun in the first person singular ni. You say ni, this matches me when you are receiving the action. مفعول به. Ni is me, first person I. So has he seen me? Has he seen me? Has he seen me? Or has she? You can replace this with a she or a it. So has he seen me? Hal within this context is same as asking has. هل رآني رآني. You see, رأى takes the at the end if it's for talking about the third person singular masculine, so رأى. When you're asking this question and adding this an to it, you see it becomes an رأى. هل رآني هل رآني. This ni here is the same as me here. So you say هل رآني. This ni, you add it to the verb. It indicates the first person, I, receiving the action, me. So this is how you use this. This is the pronoun you use when you're receiving the action. You add this an and e, ni, هل رآني. If it's used in a possessive sense, you see now this also is different, just like her and his in English. If this you say kitabi, you don't have this an. If you say my book, it's different than me. So like in English, my is different than me. Same thing in here, you have it different for the possessive pronoun and for the object or receiving the action pronoun. So has he seen me. في الانجليزي لاحظ has هي نفس have، ولكن عندما تتحدث عن الغائب المفرد المذكر أو المؤنث أو it كما تحدثنا عن it، فتستعمل معها has في هذا السياق عندما تسأل هذا السؤال. has he، تستطيع أن تضع she or it هنا. has he seen me. هنا المي هذا الضمير عندما تكون الأنا المفرد المتكلم المفرد أنا، عندما تكون مفعول به والفعل وقع عليك تقول me، فتقول قال لي he told me this me. لاحظ هنا اختلفت عن الضمير الملكية. عندما تقول كتابي my book تقول my book، ولكن عندما يكون مفعول به تستعمل المي. فهنا تقول هل رآني، الفعل وقع عليك. وكما في العربية عند الملكية نقول كتابي، نضيف الياء الضمير، لكن عندما تكون هنا في حالة المفعول به نضيف الأن هنا ستكون ني. بهذا المعنى تفهم has بهذا السياق. has he seen me. has he seen me. سأضيف الضمائر هذه المختلفة مع الأفعال، وكلما تقدمنا في الأفعال تصبح الضمائر سهلة، فلا تحتاج أن تركز عليها الآن، ولكن فقط بدأت فيها للتعريف. مع الاستعمال ستبدأ تميز بينها وكيفية استعمالها. has he seen me. هل رآني. هل رآني. رأى here is the verb, but as I said, it's not the same as seen in here. It's the past tense of see. In English you have the past tense saw, but you have this past participle, which is the seen. And it's used with the auxiliary verb has or have within this context. And hal is, as I said, remember it's within this context. It's not always replacing has or have, just like have has different meanings. Hal only in this context is matching has. So you should be aware of this. Hal ra'ani. Have he seen me? Hal ra'ani. Now this he here, you notice I did not indicate it here because it's implied. So when you say in Arabic ra'a, you immediately implying a third person masculine singular. That's the past tense. So you say ra'a. There is no attachment or a pronoun to indicate this رأى. It's implied. It's called a hidden pronoun in Arabic, ضمير مستتر. So هل رأى. So that's why I did not make any colors here, different colors here. So you should be aware of that also. هل رآني. هل رآني. هل رآني. I think I should finish here. Next time, inshallah, we finish with more verbs. I mean, with more sentences on this, with the rest of the pronouns. Thank you for listening. See you next time. الآن أعتقد أني سأنهي هذا التسجيل. في المرة القادمة إن شاء الله نكمل مع بقية الضمائر في فعل have. وأرى إذا نستطيع استعمال الهاف في سياق آخر حتى نتعرف على سياق ثاني لاستعمال كلمة هاف، أو ننهي مع هذا، يكون هذا كفاية. تستطيع التعرف على السياقات الأخرى التي تستعمل فيها هاف مع الوقت. فسنرى إن شاء الله ذلك في الفيديو الثاني إذا توفر الوقت. شكرا على الاستماع. نراكم في المرة القادمة إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم.